Hey guys, what is going on? It's xckj here today, bringing to you guys the best champions to play in Season 4. This is just going to be a tier list on the best champions, 3 for every role. This is for the average player, and it's all my opinion, so if something is working for you, by all means, keep on playing that. But if you have 500 hours on Eevee and somebody else has 1 hour on Eevee, of course you're going to be just murdering people and you're just going to be loving it. And she's not, you know what I'm saying. So make sure to keep that in mind as well. This is just for the average player, somebody who's like, okay, I want to start playing tanks. Who's the best tanks right now? And then they could just look at this list and kind of get an idea of what they can be thinking of playing. Also, guys, Yagarath is not going to be included in the list since she is new and not yet in ranked. It won't really be that helpful for placements and stuff like that if I do include Yagarath in the list and then, say, oh, well, for this reason, and this reason, these champions are good and these champions aren't good, and then the whole list changes around a little bit, and Yago's not even in the game, so now you're waiting for Yagarath to get added into ranked. So, anyway, we're not including her in the list at all. Also, guys, before we do jump into the video, I'm doing an 800 crystal giveaway. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel, comment down below that you did subscribe. You're automatically 100% free entered for an 800 crystal giveaway. So thank you guys so much for doing that. Literally, we could be doing the giveaway tomorrow because it was 87% of you guys are not subscribed, and the channel gets 2,000 views a day. With those two things, those numbers right there, I mean, we can easily hit it. And yeah, we could hit it today. I'll be doing the giveaway tomorrow, but I definitely want to get it by the time the new battle pass rolls around, so that way if somebody is wanting to get it, they can grab that. With that being said, guys, let's jump into the top 3 damages for Season 4. Number 1 on the list is Tyra with the Mercy Kill talent. The reason why Mercy Kill is so strong right now is because of In the Fray 5. When you play that card on 5, you get a ton of damage reduction, not to mention you're able to have 3 nades to launch. So you can practically have your damage reduction procced 100% of the time. It's very, very strong, not to mention her Firebomb is a great zoning tool. She's able to melt down tanks very easily. Her hunting party's mark, or no, sorry, not her hunting party, but her mark allows her, hunter's mark allows her to deal extra damage to tanks and all that kind of stuff. I just think she's really, really good at killing very healthy champions, which right now there's a lot of them. Inara and Barrick and all these kind of champions, they've got a lot of health. She's good at killing them, and also at the same time she has a lot of defense since she has a ton of burst with playing Mercy Kill and damage reduction. So she gets flanked, she's got burst, and she won't get hurt because damage reduction is insane. That brings us on to our second pick for damage, which is Cassie. You're going to be playing Impulse and Big Game Cassie. I think that they are both relevant right now, and that is one of the reasons why she's so good, is because she's so flexible. You're able to go into games depending on what the enemy team picks and kind of decide, all right, do I want to play Impulse? Do I want to play Big Game? If they have a Nara on their team, I'm playing Big Game. Once Yagarath gets into the game, we're playing Big Game, that kind of stuff. But also, wow, they have a very divey comp, so I'm going to play Impulse. That way I can defend myself a little bit more and I have more bursty damage. Or I need to be playing more of a flank role because we have 2 damages, all that kind of stuff. I personally end up playing Impulse way more than Big Game, but they both can be very good. Not to mention, Cassie is great at killing shields, which is very important right now in the current meta, which is point tanks have shields, or the off tanks have shields. Somebody has shields in every game, so the fact that Cassie can melt shields, very, very great. Moving on. Oh, also, Cassie's ult is huge. Like, Tyra's ult is like meh, right? Cassie's ult, huge. Pop that thing at the beginning of point fights, or pop it at any point, and you're able to get free picks on the enemy team. It's just insane. Like, you're able to say, oh, hey, look, the entire team is flanking down the left, the entire team's flanking down the right, or the flank is coming around on the left side by himself. Let's just focus him and kill him in 2 seconds, and then we can turn on the rest of the team and have a 5v4. All that kind of stuff. Cassie's ult is just super strong. And so that's why I have her at number 2 on the list. Third on the list is Tiberius with Predatory Instinct. Combat Trance is just insane. He's able to do a ton of damage, even without Combat Trance being procced. He just is chucking his chakras like all the time. Or wait, what? Come on, somebody comment down below. What are they called? It's not chakras. That's something else. Um, what the heck are they called? I can't even remember. Anyway, he's just chucking around his little ninja stars and dealing a ton of damage, and then he presses Q, and then he does even more damage. Make sure, of course, that you have your entire ammo reloaded and stuff, but he's basically pretty straightforward to play, pretty easy. He has some defense. He's not as mobile as some champions are, but he's pretty mobile, especially when combined with his ult, which makes him super, super slippery. And once you really learn his ult, I mean, he's got a decent ult too. If you're kind of newer to his ult, it's not too great, but I definitely think that his ult can be very impactful, especially when you get better with it. Honorary mentions is BK. Once Yagarath does get into the game, chain reaction is going to be insane. And with that being said, BK is also a shield killer, and he has an incredible ult. So if you're good at BK, I think he's really good right now. If you're not good with BK, it's fine. Just play one of the other champions that I have listed above that are super easy to play. Moving on to the point tanks. First on the list, first time that he's ever been on the list, Makoa Half Shell. Now, just bear with me for a second. I was super against Makoa for the longest time until I had this one game where the enemy team just kept on shooting my shields. I had the perfect shield placements in these games, and I was just half shell, half shell, half shell, half shell. The shield was never not up, and then I just fell in love. You're playing Carapace and Barrier Wreath on 5 with Tidal Grace on 3 free games. Makoa is a must ban. Also, guys, I thought he got nerfed this season, and I was looking all over for it. I was on the Reddit page, I was on the Paladins website, I was on Twitter trying to find out where the heck is this Makoa ban. I thought he got banned. Makoa nerfs. Where the heck is this? And I didn't see it anywhere. So if he did get nerfed, let me know down in the comment section. I'll pin your comment. But I mean, I don't think he got nerfed. I think I did see the buff with Leviathan, which was insane. But yeah, I mean, I think Makoa Halfshell is just super strong. Not to mention he has a great ult. His hook is like an instant kill on a lot of champions. And Halfshell, ton of shields. He can have crazy. Yeah, he's just crazy. Moving on to number 2, we have Barrack playing Architectonics. I know Tinkering got buffed, but since I haven't gotten to play it enough, I can't really speak on it myself. But I know Architectonics is tried and true, and it got buffed. He has crazy sustain. They have to either pick. Are they going to kill your turrets, or are they going to let the turrets deal damage and heal you? If they kill the turrets, you're going to get your shield faster. If they don't kill the turrets, you're going to be having sustain. It's going to be dealing a ton of damage. I just love Barrack. Not to mention, his ult wins points. Best zoning tool in the game. It can kind of get countered pretty easy, but I really love Barrack. You might need to end up buying Rezel on him against a lot of champions, but even still, I really, really love Barrack. Moving on to number 3, we have Inara. You can play Treacherous Ground or Mother's Grace. They're both very good, and that's one of the reasons why I like her so much. She's super hard to counter. You can be like, okay, enemy team doesn't have CC. I'm playing Treacherous Ground. Enemy team does have CC. I'm playing Mother's Grace. Not to mention, on top of all that, she's very easy to play and still very, very strong. Not to mention, she has probably one of the best ults in the game, being able to stun 2-3 champions. I do see people trying to have big ults for so long that they hold it for too long. It's better to just get one free kill with Inara than try to, get a huge 5-man ult or something like that. But with that being said, she's easy to play, she's good, why not add her onto the list? You're just gonna win games with her, and if you're an inexperienced player, I mean, she's just a great champion to start with. Moving on to the off tanks. I feel like it's appropriate to talk about the off tanks after talking about the tanks, especially since our first pick is a counter to 2 of the tanks above, which is Rom. I think Rom is going to be one of the strongest off tanks in the game for Season 4, at least in the beginning. Rezel is kind of very strong against him, but with that being said, Juggernaut got nerfed, so we're playing Earth Splitter now. We're playing Earth Splitter because the ult is a reason why I think he's going to be so impactful to this current season we're in. CC is crazy right now, and shields are crazy right now. Rom's ult instantly melts shields. Barrack ult, you ult, Barrack's ult, gone. Makoa shield, you ult into the Makoa shield, Makoa's stunned, you get all your team to focus Makoa while he's stunned, kill him, you don't have to worry about it anymore. I just think Rom's super good. Not to mention, if you don't have any of those 2 things happening, you just dash into the back line, ult their damage, and kill them for free. And you just dash right back there, pop your ult, kill, and then walk away. You're fine. They have no more damage. I just think Rom is super strong right now, and I think that it's going to take a little bit for people to realize it, but when played correctly, I think he can solo win games. Not to mention, he has damage reduction in his cards, so just play some damage reduction in his cards, and there you go, you're set. Moving on to number 2, we have Ashe. I like Ashe because of her variable play style. You can kind of hang out in the back, play kind of defensively. She has a lot of zoning tools. She has a lot of pressure, you know. You can just knock people back, knock people off the points, kind of put people in awkward positions that they don't want to be in. And with that being said, she's super pokey. She's got a great ult. And you just go into people's backlines and you kill. Ashe's best flank in the game, right? Anyway, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Oh, you're playing Shoulder Bash as a talent on Ashe. I don't know really what else to say about her. I think I've said a lot about her. I've talked about her a lot on the channel. Ashe, super fun to play, super great to play. Just definitely give her a try. I think she's going to be really just a solid pick. Not going to be meta breaking, but also not bad. I just think she is there, and she's really good. She's solid. Moving on to number 3, we have Khan. I like Khan as a defensive off tank, kind of a damage dealer. Make sure your healer stays alive. Playing Storm of Bullets, getting your ult up as quickly as possible, especially when playing into things like Rom and Inara. I would say Khan might be one of the only counters to Inara. With that being said, it's not even like a true counter to Inara, because you can say this for a lot of champions, but you just get to shoot her a lot, which means you get your ult back quickly, which means you get to ult her off the map when she doesn't have Mother's Grace up. I mean, that's kind of the way that I would counter Inara while playing Khan. Just, Khan's very strong, hangs out in the back line, stands next to the healer, and keeps the healer alive the entire game. So if the healer makes a mistake, it's fine. You have a Khan with you, and the Khan will just, like, grip the flank that's on top of you, throw him around, deal some extra damage, heal up the healer with his battle shout, which now got buffed last split. And yeah, there you go. I just really like Khan as an off tank. Not to mention he's got that shield, which is actually pretty strong. Honorary mention is Torvald. Last patch, he was really, really strong. This patch, he got huge nerfs. I'm not sure where he's going to end up sitting, but I think the nerfs were strong enough that pretty much he got kiboshed. But I guess time will tell about that. Moving on to the healers. The meta has changed a ton this season for the healers. CC is everything right now, and the healers and the supports are mainly the ones that are going to be applying that CC. Even though kind of our off tanks apply CC, our healers really apply CC, which brings me into my first pick, which kind of is controversial, I know, but let me explain. And then maybe you guys won't get mad at me. Dislike the video, comment down below. This is the stupidest list I ever heard in my life. But number 1, Seris Agony. Agony has gotten buffed this patch. This season. You can stun every 5 seconds. Just think about that for a second. Every 5 seconds you can stun. Not to mention her base heals were buffed a decent amount. And her ult is just crazy good. It's not good against Yagarath, but that doesn't matter. Shields are the only way to counter her ult, and you got all these shield killers that we're going to be playing in order to counter the meta, and then you have Seris stunning people, popping her ult, just, she's so good, guys. She's slippery, which is a great thing for a support, because once your support dies, your team dies. Don't forget that. So that's why Seris is good, and that's why our next pick is good, which is Genos. Genos can heal through walls, so he's very, very slippery. You want to be on high streaks with both of these champions. If you're not on high streaks with both of them, and that meaning, like, just have low deaths. Make sure you're healing up the team and doing what your base kit is supposed to do. You don't want to be the damage dealer, you know? You want to be the guy just chilling in the back, being super slippery, keeping those consistent heals on your team. That's what you need. You need consistent heals. And for Genos, of course, you're playing Luminary, the damage buff. When you go back and look at the damages and the point tanks, they are going to appreciate you so much for playing Luminary. They have consistent heals on top of them, and they have the 15% damage buff, which makes them melt everything so much faster. It feels so great. Genos' ult, it's okay. It's not the best in the game, but he has some CC. It's soft CC. You can kind of break it pretty easy, but I still think Genos is a solid pick for this split, just because, or for this season. It's hard to kill him. I keep on saying split. I'm sorry, guys. It's consistent heals, hard to kill him. That's why he's number 2 on the list. Number 3 on the list is Corvus, playing Spreading Influences. Corvus got a ton of buffs this season for like literally no. I don't know why they decided to buff him so much, but they did. He's got a great zoning tool with his ult. He's able to heal 3 out of the 4 people on your team by playing Spreading Influences. And I mean, I don't know if there's even much more to say about him. The only thing is he doesn't really have CC built into his kit. You should not be playing the stun variant for Corvus, so make sure if you are playing him, you have somebody on your team who does have a little bit of CC, or it might be a hard time for your team. Moving on to flanks. And with that, before we start talking about the flanks, I just want to mention, sometimes the best option is a second damage, except if you pick number 1 on our list, which is Zen Guillotine. Zen Guillotine is so broken. It's so dumb. I don't know why it's in the game. Zen Guillotine, you get it. They just need, I don't care it's in the game. I care when there's a really good Zen that gets it every 30 seconds and just keeps on ulting you constantly, and you can't play the game because you're just doing so good and they're mad about it, so they keep on ulting you and you're just staring at a death timer the entire game, and there's nothing you can do about it because your team won't turn on the Zen and kill him while he's ulting you. Super frustrating, guys. But seriously, he's just, with all jokes aside, like, Zen is really, really good right now. He is also one of those champions where you flank and then you're like, oh shoot, I overcommitted. Hey, that's fine. I have whirl below whirl, and I can get back into my base with the amount of movement that I can get because of that. Like, he's really good. Not much else to say there. The only thing he's missing is vertical mobility, and you could say, oh yeah, but you can get vertical mobility with your ult. Yeah, but why wouldn't you just ult anybody and just get a free kill at that point? Zen just really, really strong. Really like him a lot, and I think that he is like, whoof. I ban him a ton because I just hate playing against him. Second on the list is Maeve. Maeve has the ability to play as like a hybrid flank, kind of. You just sit in the back, play some cat burger, cat burger, you know, all that kind of stuff. You kind of just have a ton of vertical mobility. You kind of just sit in the back, wait for that perfect time when the healer's out of place or the damage is at half health and hiding. Bam! Then you just dash right on top of them, get the kill, get on out, and that's kind of how you just keep on playing Maeve. Don't play her as like, oh, right off the start of the game, I'm getting to the back line, I'm gonna have fair fights and just try to win. No, don't do any of that. Get into the back line, but do it smartly. Don't take fair fights. Then that's the same with Andro. Oh, before we get into that, I want to talk about Maeve's ult. Maeve's ult's really strong. It's great in the beginning of the game. It's hard to counter it, and I think, it's really great. I don't know what else to say about it. Moving on to number 3, we have Andro. I think Andro is really good for a lot of the same reasons as Maeve. You sit in the back line, poke. You see somebody out of position, you go and kill them, and then you just get on out. And Andro is super strong. Personally, I like playing Cursed Revolver, but you know, if you like Godslayer, I mean, hey, that's a great talent too. His ult is okay. It does require you to actually hit shots, but that's fine. They're huge shots that deal like explosive damage, so you know, it's hard to kind of miss them. But anyway, with that being said, let me know what you guys did think about the list. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Did you agree? Did you disagree? Let me know in the comment section down below. I love to have a discussion with you guys. And make sure to leave a like and sub to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.